vineyards.
Ne?
You understand? So I come from a very different environment. I didn't earn an inheritance. I wasn't put into an industry because I found my family members there or anything. I built myself from the ground up, and I built myself by taking kids out of the township and turning them into superstars all over the continent. You understand what I'm saying? It's a very different picture. Very different picture, you know. So, yeah, you know, you get into a privileged position where you get to know the essence of the country. You know what I mean? I know South Africans, like, very, very well. You know what I mean? Even now more than I've been to even Sun City. You know, it taught me another perspective that I hadn't seen and I wouldn't have been able to see without that experience. So, our politicians, I mean, just think of our politician. Okay, let's forget the guys. I mean, what do you expect Julius to know about South Africa? Where has he ever seen South Africa?
Well, he travels
in an ANC
from
convoy.
His. Yeah, no, I mean.
I'm just saying. You just think about that. That's not seeing South Africa. How would you? That's walking on a yellow carpet and now a red carpet.
So what's this?
It's like a German
being
tourist.
Embedded in a township culture, living there.
Not township culture. Being embedded in South Africa. One township teaches you nothing except that township. Nothing. There's no township I haven't been to. You understand what I'm saying? There isn't. That I haven't stayed, that I don't have business associates, you understand what I'm saying?
Guys.
That's it.
You know where Linyenye is?
Well, I might not know the name. I might not, but I think I know. Where's Linyenye?
I'm asking.
No, tell me.
Linyenye is a township in Zane.
Oh, yes, of course, I've been there.
No,
Nkwankwa is even far.
Yeah.
Whether it's Mwametwa, Linyenye, you understand?
Yeah.
Whatever. All the way.
So
Zanin is my father's ancestral homeland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're saying
from Mkwati village in
Mkwati.
Bulwer. Yeah.
Okay. So you want to claim that you are well versed with South Africa. You could read it better than Julius Malema.
Any Scots Maphuma can read South Africa better than Julius Malema. Right now.
What do you mean? And
he's crisscrossed the country as someone who's engaging with people who are there to see him, not there because there's the promise of a political organization behind him. As an individual. Do you understand? He's lived
a
normal life, built himself, built a business without having to be employed somewhere. Yes, maybe he's been employed or whatever. You can't tell me someone who started with Kosas in high school, then goes to tertiary, is then in the youth league, is then, a provincial executive member, and then is a leader of his own political party. You know what I mean? That person will never get a true experience.
No, but I want to argue that someone like Julius would know the ground and the dynamics of South Africa better than Scots would.
Okay, because he's more politically astute. He's probably older. Yes,
he's probably older. He's probably traveled, and
But he doesn't experience it in the same way. The
experience might be different.
But that's the thing. It's about that experience. You need to have a real experience. What I'm trying to say is that Julius has never lived and worked as a real youth. That's why he doesn't know the price of bread.
When Julius was
saying, he doesn't know the price of bread. Forget that Julius was groomed from the time they found him when he was in high school. Julius is mentored by Kgalema Motlanthe. This is part of the succession plan. The same way Thabo Mbeki groomed Mbuyiseni Ndlozi.
Julius is the greatest politician of our time.
No.
In his generation.
No.
No one surpasses Julius.
No.
Who would be better than Julius?
Just wait and see.
No,
who
would be better than Julius?
No, he's not.
Okay, let's get back to.
He's not. He can't be.
No, he has to be.
He can't be.
But look,
he can't be greater than Zuma.
No, of course. I mean, that is of a different generation.
No, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What has Julius done that Zuma hasn't done? Nothing.
You see, now it's unfair.
But Zuma's done a lot that Julius hasn't done. The man he came out of prison, led the ANC into negotiations, led the province, came into the top executives of the NEC, went up to deputy presidency, competed against one of the most, mythological figures in the ANC. Dynastic. Broke the dynasty of the Mbekis. Do you understand that? Do you remember what an earthquake Polokwane was? Polokwane changed the ANC forever. Completely. Changed South Africa forever. Completely. You understand what I'm saying?
I agree.
Yeah. The mere fact that we're not all indoctrinated by neoliberal, policy, whatever, is because we saw the alternative. And that was only because of Zuma. And the rest of the world where we could look at the alternative was sanctioned or censored. So you can never compare. Can never compare.
But then you agree with me.
What?
Julius, for example, would say Julius could not have, in his words, he says, history did not allow me.
Let me tell you
biologically,
something.
it was impossible
Julius
for him
Malema
to
would
be
not
in
be
exile.
Julius Malema without Jacob Zuma.
True story.
Jacob Zuma would still be Jacob Zuma with or without Julius Malema.
Because they lived in different times.
It's not about the different times. They're occupying right now, the current time. Everything they've done in the same timeline. When Jacob Zuma was in KZN, this guy was in Limpopo as a student. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, organizing strikes for TEFSA. You understand what I'm saying?
Generations.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm just saying, organizing those TEFSA strikes. I used to watch those TEFSA strikes because my sister was studying in TNG.
Uh-huh.
You understand? So I know that. That's like what? Late 90s. They were still politically active within the same dispensation. Let's talk about when they were politicians. When did Zuma become a politician? In 1994. Or in 1990, let's say. When the ANC became unbanned, he became a politician. You could say the same. Julius then became a politician when? In the early 90s as well. So, as politicians, their careers are not, there isn't a 10-year age gap. In terms of their careers as politicians.
I'm not going to argue this was because it's apples and oranges.
But you can't compare a freedom fighter to a politician. Otherwise, we're going to say, okay, but Steve Biko is the greatest politician because he's not alive, but his ideas still live on today. Was Steve Biko a politician? Come on.
Okay, let's do
understand?
this.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. 1994 election. Is it true that you advised your father on who to vote for?
I advised my father like any sensible child would advise.
No, it's particularly
at that point in time. As a 4-year-old, I told my father to vote for the ANC. I mean, to vote for Nelson Mandela, not the ANC, because I didn't know the difference.
Yeah.
Yes. And plus, I come from an SACP household. So, my uncles were members of the SACP. So already in the house, before the elections came about, we're already hearing about how the ANC guys are selling out. You know what I mean? That was already the talk.
Do you find the problem that South Africans don't actually fathom the idea that you could have been, I'm trying to find the correct word, a genius child for you, because they're battling with the idea that a 4-year-old could advise the father on political decisions. Does it bother you?
It's got nothing to do with that.